let's go out to Buckeye Leaves now. Thank you guys for your letter grades. Let's hand out some Buckeye Leaves. This should be incredibly interesting. So, let's look at some of the player statistics first off, and then we'll dive into what you guys have with Buckeye Leaves. Will Howard was 21 of 31 for 244 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. For as much crap as we were giving Devin Brown and some of you were giving Devin Brown, he was 5 of 7 for 54 yards and a tutty.
He had a 100 QBR.
There you go, JR. I set that one
I'm
on
on
a
this
tee
island.
for you. I set that on a tee for you. Well done. Travion Henderson had 7 carries for 69 yards, but 9.9 yards per carry. And again, he about made my heart sink when I thought he got hurt there for a second on that fumble / not a fumble. Judkins had 11 carries for 54 yards, 4.9. Peoples had 10 carries for 29 yards. Jeremiah Smith, 1 carry, 19 yards, and a tutty. Will Howard, 6 carries for 14 yards and a touchdown. Receiving, Emeka Egbuka led the team with 7 receptions, 96 yards and a tutty. He's not human. J.J. Smith, Optimus Prime, 5 receptions, 83 yards and a touchdown. Carnell Tate, 3 catches, 52 yards. Judkins added a pair of catches for 17. Bryson Rogers, welcome to the season, Bryson. Couple catches, 17 yards. G. Scott Jr., 3 catches, 14 yards, and a touchdown. Yes, Chris.
No. It's just
Brandon
sorry.
Ennis, catch for 14 yards. Defensively, Caleb Downs had 6 tackles. Jack Sawyer 5. JT Tumulau had 3 and a sack. Sonny Styles had 6 and a sack. Hancock 3. McDonald 3. Reese 3. Mitchell Melton 3 and a sack and a half. Good for you, Mitchell Melton. That guy had a sack and a half, and with that little playing time, guys. That guy, you want to talk about someone who deserves some more playing time? It's that guy. Let's see. Hicks had a half a sack and 2 tackles. Denzel Burke, 3 tackles and an interception. And I think that's for the most part everything else. Oh, Cody Simon, 2 tackles, one of them a big tackle on 4th down. So those were your individual statistics. So let's hand out Buckeye Leaves and let's go with the offensive player of the game. Chris, you went last. We'll go with you first.
I gotta go with my guy. I gotta go with JJ, man. Come on. Not only was he second on the team in receptions, had a touchdown there, but he had that big run, you know. So I'm going with JJ Smith.
All right. We'll go with JR next.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you can't go with anybody but J.J. Smith, and but just to switch it up a little bit, I'll go with Travion, the pass pro. I love it.
Okay.
I can't get enough of it.
It's sexy. I mean, let's call it like it is. It's like back in the early 2000s when you had the big sexy T-shirts.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I mean, it is. He when you come in on a blitz, he's going to start making people second guess blitzing because they are getting their bell rung by him. And I think James Peoples at one time and later in the game picked one up like it too.
He did, and then Emeka on a play pancaked the guy.
Yep. And the guy got mad at him.
Yeah. It was getting chippy.
chippy.
You know, and speaking of that, Michigan State much better than they looked last year. Much better than they looked.
And that is a very good, especially the defense. That defensive line. I mean, I can't say enough about our offensive line because that was a good defensive line they played.
They play like that against the team up north. It's a game.
Somebody picked them. Picked them to
we'll all be Spartans that day. That when they play the team up north, we'll all be Spartans that day.
There you go. All 300 of us, right? Standing in the gap. This is Sparta in Columbus, Ohio.
Where's Gerard Butler?
JR, what you got, man? You gave me Travion. Corey.
Yeah.
Man, I was gonna JJ's the obvious one. Then I was thinking Travion because I was like, I don't want to go JJ, and then JR stole it from me. But hey, no, JR's right. I absolutely 100% agree with what JR is saying. I'm gonna go non-conventional. I like to go non-conventional. I'm going Jonathan Simmons, left tackle. I was watching him a lot in pass pro, and he was swallowing guys, and I think he looks excellent. And was protecting the quarterback's blind side. I actually liked what I saw from him. There was Michigan State fans complaining he was holding. I'm sorry, he's just that good.
Good. Hey, man, give them big guys some love, Corey. I love it, man. All right, let's go over to the defensive side of the ball, the defensive MVP of the game, Chris.
Oh man, now this is where I actually have a little bit of trouble. I mean,
Really?
um, yeah, well, we had some guys who had some okay games, but I think overall, man, I would love to do Mitchell Melton just because of what he did in his limited time.
You can.
But
No one's
I,
stopping
I
you.
think I think I'm gonna go with Denzel, man.
Okay.
He was good.
Denzel had him locked down, and then when they did decide to go his way, I thought he had a pick six. I really did. I
Mm.
thought he was going to the house. What did he end up at? About the 10-yard line?
Yeah.
You know. So I'm gonna go with Denzel.
JR.
Yeah, I have one that I think is the obvious one, but I'll leave that for Corey just in case. I stole his earlier. I'm actually gonna go with JT Tuimoloau in this one. I felt like he was getting good pressure on the quarterback in the game, and there was kind of some talk after the last game of should we start Caden Curry? Should we be giving him more snaps and stuff? And the players hear that stuff, guys. I mean, they know what the fans are saying, and they hear that stuff more than we think they do. And I think that JT came out in this game, even though he didn't have multiple sacks or anything like that. He played very hard, and he was getting good push on. I mean, as much as we're talking about the Michigan State defensive line, that's good. I've been watching the Michigan State offensive line; they're not too bad either. Now, I'm not saying they're one of the best in the Big Ten or anything like that, but this is a much better offensive line than they had last year, and it really feels like that is what this Jonathan Smith coach is really focusing in on right now, is getting the trenches shored up. And I think that's going to be one of the reasons why they're going to give that team up north such a good game when they play him, is because Jonathan Smith has gone through. He's got the trenches shored up, and man, they have some good linebackers as well. I know we're talking, defense right now, but Michigan State, they have some good players on both sides of the ball. So I'm going to give it to JT.
Okay. Hey, that sack was impressive because he
Yeah, it
like
was.
Supermaned over the
Yes.
guy
Yep.
and like tackled him in midair. I was like, dude, that's really athletic. That was pretty
We
impressive.
need more of that. But you know what? We
Yes.
don't get a lot of step drops. So a lot of guys. I mean, you could even count last night. I was counting steps from Aiden Childs at times. It was one gone, and it's like, well, what do you do? How do you get sacks off of
Yeah.
that? But JT looked great, and Denzel. I got to give Chris credit. Denzel, even when they did complete it on him, he was right on the receiver. It had to be a great catch. It wasn't like he was just getting burnt. I'll just go with Caleb. For the, I mean, none of us mention Caleb, it's a crime. So
Yes.
he was excellent in the box a lot. He covers that cutback seam really well. He's good in the pursuit. He's a great blitzer. He can get to the quarterback if he needs to, and he's just a great run blitzer on top of everything else. So provides a lot of security on the second level there, and he's just getting better and better and better, and are more comfortable in this defense. And he was just excellent. He got the silver bullet of the game. So,
Yep.
True or false? Caleb Downs is the best tackler on this team, Chris.
Oh, true. True.
JR?
Absolutely.
Caleb Downs is the best player on this team.
Player?
Oh, well, I mean,
Jeremiah Smith might have
best
something to say about
defensive
that.
player.
Jeremiah
I'll say
Smith is
the
very
best
good.
defensive player.
Caleb Downs, to me, he's the best player on this team.
are you saying he's better than Devin Brown? Seriously?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, there you go. I thought you were on Devin Brown Island, my man. Burn the boats. How did Caleb Downs get?
I
How
will
did Caleb?
sail
Did he
over to
row a
Caleb-
boat to that island?
I will sail over to Caleb Downs Island if that's what it takes.
So you saved a boat. Okay.
Fire.
What about you, Corey?
Yeah, it's between him and Ransom for me, but yeah, he's I'd have to go with Downs on that one.
Lathan Ransom can tackle.
He's a great tackler. Yeah.
He can tackle. So, but yesterday, again, we'll get into this after we go to commercial. He was filling there's a reason why he was getting where he was getting
Yeah.
so fast. We'll break that down for you in just a little bit. All right, so let's move over to the offensive play of the game, Chris.
Good luck.
Which if
one
you
are gonna
don't if you don't take that pass that Emeka got off, the bad pass from Devin Brown that Emeka turned into a touchdown, I think.
Jeremiah
You mean
Oh, not
Jeremiah.
Emeka, Jeremiah, thank you.
So
I'm still
Jeremiah
thinking about
Smith.
Devin Brown and JR's love affair with him here. Yeah,
So
you know.
You're going with J.J. Smith's one-handed touchdown.
J.J. Smith's one-handed touchdown. Yeah.
All
I
right.
will go with Devin Brown's touchdown pass.
Come on, you are not serious right now. Are you
Write it down, Eric.
serious?
Write it
I'm,
down.
I'm giving him the points for the troll. That's awesome.
Oh my gosh, Devin Brown's TD pass. You're making me write this in the graphic. I can't believe this right now. Corey.
I'm going with the basically Will Howard chuck it. JJ's down there somewhere where he hit it double team, and the guy had his hand in JJ's face. He still one handed it because it's JJ and he's a freak and he's an X Man and he's I don't know. He didn't come from Earth. I don't like you said he's not human. But what he did right there, I mean, I don't scream during games very often. I actually I freaked out at that catch because that was just ridiculous. And the fact it was one hand made it even better. If it were two hands, it'd still be a great play. But one hand while a hand's in his face with two people all over him, oh come on, that's ridiculous.
Listen,
So
my wife was sitting in the chair next to me when that catch happened, and we're planning my daughter's birthday party right now because it's next week, and so she was going over all the stuff, and I'm listening while watching the game, and as soon as that pass happened, I jumped out of my chair and said, "Oh my word!" And my
You
wife,
mean as soon as that catch happened?
oh yeah, the catch happened. She got so scared, her laptop went flying. It was awesome.
Howard was just praying, like I don't know, number 4's there, he'll get it.
He's there somewhere. Sorry, go ahead, Eric.
yeah, so I'm gonna call that. I call it the slam dunk catch because he literally jumped over them and dunked it. He posterized them
Mhm.
with it. It was incredible. I've never seen something like that, and my wife and I immediately had a discussion of him versus Marvin Harrison at that moment. Um, so kudos to my wife for even being able to have a discussion like that. Like,
Seriously.
so yeah, oh yeah,
Well,
she knows
better
ball.
better catch. I think we know which one was like in the better moment, right?
Yeah, the Martian, like where he like gumbied that thing and his body's
Yeah,
like
contorted his
contorted on the
body.
sideline.
Yeah,
But better catch the that catch by Jeremiah Smith or the catch by Garrett Wilson against Clemson where he literally is on top of the other dude.
Yeah.
Of course, he used two hands, but
but
still.
So
I don't know if you can compare those though because the moment was bigger versus
Well, that's what
Clemson.
I'm saying. I said take the
Yeah,
moment out of it. Just look at the catch and what it takes to get that catch. Like, I mean, just gut reaction. Like, I say the JJ one, if you take out the moment, like
yeah.
if you put the
If you
moment
take out
into
the
it, it's
moment,
obviously Garrett Wilson. But if you just take out the moment and everything, I gotta say that JJ catch was more impressive. Two guys, he's jumping over both of them, one handed, getting tugged on the face mask the entire way down.
yeah.
JJ is not the greatest of all time yet, but he is the most talented of all time.
Give him till the end of the season.
I'm not saying he won't be the greatest of all time. I'm just saying after 4 games, I can't call him that. But he is the most talented. I mean, I can't even think of another guy who's as
Best
talented.
receiver in the country right now since
I could
day
agree with
one.
that. I could agree with that. Yeah,
so
you called it, Chris. You called
if
it.
we're going greatest catches of all time, don't you have to go with Chris Carter's sideline catch
That
though?
was pretty
That was
insane.
Oh
pretty
yeah.
good.
And how about Noah Brown's sticking it
Yeah,
on the back of the
Yeah,
Oklahoma
give me a hug
defender?
catch. Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah, and then one that is criminally unappreciated and welcome to college football was Jackson Smith and Jigba's Houdini catch in the back of the
hmm
end zone where he toe tapped it and no one thought he
yeah.
was in. And like even it
Was
happened at Ohio State and we were like, oh yeah, he's out, okay. And then they show it and we're all like doing the meme where we're coming off our couch pointing like he caught it, he's in. That was
yeah.
incredible. That I was at that game. That was incredible. So those are all great catches, and now Jeremiah Smith has one that goes in that repertoire.
took him four
Def
games. Bum.
right? Yeah. Defensive play of the game, Chris.
Uh, I think I got to go with Cody Simon's fourth down stop. That
Yeah.
was a big one.
He
Yeah,
stuck that. He stuck the
Yeah.
he
quarterback.
stuck him.
He did.
Hey,
That was
kudos to the defensive tackles on that play. They took the guards out completely. They
Yes,
submarine the guards completely.
That's actually what I was going to go with was Ty Hamilton submarining the guard there and
Mm.
making that opportunity for Cody Simon. But I don't want to go with the same play. So I know I already mentioned him, but I'll say the JT sack, just how he was able to get to the quarterback in that one. And, like you said, Eric, kind of Supermaned it.
that's what I'll do.
Going
I'll call it the JT Tumulau Superman sack.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm going Jordan Hancock causing that fumble because they were driving, and I was like, "Oh, jeez, we just can't stop him." And then Hancock, it wasn't a lucky thing. People call it luck. He arm came down and he
Punch that thing,
punched
yeah.
that ball out of there. He did what you're trained to do, caused the fumble, and it completely those kinds of things turn the tide of the game.
Beautiful.